Happy New Year 2026. I'm going to bring you the portfolio video newsletter and excited to give you 3 key stories. That's some good stuff that is giving us a positive outlook on the economy and especially the real estate economy looking at 2026. So first story right off the bat, U.S. mortgage rates they are sliding down. Those rates are coming. They are flirting with a 6% flat right about now as you're probably watching this. In fact, maybe by the time you even see this, it might just be a hair, and maybe depending on scores and all the fun things, you can be in the 5s. On a 15-year note right now, you are almost hitting at 5.5 points. So if we see mortgage rates, a few economists have said this, I would probably agree with them. If we get interest rates around 5.5%, it really is a tipping point that starts making affordability within reach again, specifically in the residential market. So keep an eye on those rates. We are a half a point-ish away before we really start seeing it in the mortgage rate, not necessarily the Fed rate. So keep that in mind and keep an eye on that. Remember, check with your local lenders if you want to know more about what's going on specifically with mortgage rates. Our second story that we want to talk about is, this is a big one. The president has recently signed an executive order banning foreign investors and specifically hedge funds from purchasing single-family homes. Now, this is a big thing. Will this likely go through? Will it go to court, and will it run through the gamut of appeals and all of those kinds of things? Yes, it will. But what will be interesting to watch is, in discovery, once it goes into court, will it bring about who qualifies to buy homes, specifically homesteads? This happened basically in 2012. Hedge funds really started buying into communities. We saw the invention of iBuyers, which are still in existence, but not as much. And it really changed the landscape of homeownership. Tarrant County, if you've seen me report on this before, in Tarrant County, it was 3,000 homes a year were being purchased by companies like Opendoor, OfferPad, things like that. And so you add that up over a few years, we've got almost probably close to 100,000 homes just in the Fort Worth pocket alone that are owned by a hedge fund company, which at that point, they can start price fixing and controlling the prices of the homes if they either sell or don't sell all at one time. So something to definitely keep an eye on. We'll see executive orders come and go, but if it goes into a court position and people start suing, which I would expect these companies to sue over this executive order, it will likely bring to surface and possibly ratify and turn it into law. So something to definitely watch. And then the third big story, this kind of ties into the overall scope of what is happening with Y'all Street, meaning Wall Street relocating from New York to Dallas specifically. You've got UBS. UBS is one of the larger international banks, especially in Europe, and they are moving their US headquarters to Dallas right off Cedar Springs. So seeing this whole move happening in the Y'all Street quadrant, like we've said, New York Stock Exchange, NASDAQ, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, all now moving to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Obviously, we've got Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Fidelity, Deloitte. All these major financial institutions are already here. And so we're seeing far more of that to come to place. And it'll be really interesting to watch what Dallas becomes from the Fed to what's happening in the markets across the board and the economy. They're going to very much become a player, and that's going to mean jobs, houses, more money, and more opportunity happening in the DFW Metroplex. So 3 really interesting things that are exciting things. I mean, get your popcorn out, folks. It's going to be fun to see what's going to happen starting this year, especially I'm going to say over the next 2 years in particular. I think we're going to see some things really boom here in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, as well as just Texas in general. So keep an eye on some things. And remember, if you want to keep up to speed on what's going on, make sure you get the printed version of the portfolio. And remember, we want to be a part of your portfolio as well.